Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another social media manager freelancing Q&A. All right, let's hop into it. Asked all these questions on Instagram. If you're not following me, go ahead and follow me if you like to be a part of these Q&As. I'm at @ajourneyeast_ on Instagram. You can also join my Facebook group. I often ask on there, but I got a lot of questions on Instagram today, so I didn't even open it up to the Facebook group. First question. How do you approach clients? And I got how do you approach clients, tips on how to pitch clients, how do you pitch your services to new clients? Yeah, so I got a lot of those questions. Okay, so how to approach clients. There's a number of different ways that you can engage clients. Man, I feel like this is a whole video on its own, but number one, for me personally right now, the majority of my clients come to me on a referral basis. So they're recommended to work with me because of one of my previous clients or, just because they found me online or something like that. So that's how most of my clients reach out to me now. Occasionally I do reach out to a client or a prospective client just who I want to work with because I see I heard about their company and I like it, I support what they do, whatever. And I don't do cold calls personally, but I will do a cold email every once in a while. So I will reach out via email. I think the key to cold emailing is that you have to be really specific, like really cater it towards that customer, that prospective client, because if it's just like a copy and paste type thing, it just isn't gonna work. So I will, say, hey, I saw that you had a grand opening the other day. I wish I would have known about it sooner. I wanted to come, or I love that gold ring that you saw. Like, be very specific so it shows that you're not just copying and pasting to a million different businesses. And, I just try to open it up as a conversation. I don't want it to seem like so high pressure, like, hey, buy my social media package, my $1,000 social media package or whatever it is. Like, I just try to say, hey, like, is there anything you're struggling with your marketing or social media? And that tends to get the best response for me. Another way that I get clients is through doing, speaking gigs and things like that. Those have really helped me out, just getting more known and, build myself up as a thought leader or whatever it is, an expert. I hate the term expert, but somebody who knows what they're talking about. Tips on how to pitch clients. So, okay, let me tell you about one other thing that helps me so much is adding a scheduling link to my website. So I have a section of my website, James and Park, where clients or prospective clients, people who are interested in working with me, can just book 15 minutes on my calendar. And then I have certain hours every day that I'm available to take discovery calls. So that's been another thing that's helped me a lot because why am I talking? Like, talking is really hard for me right now. That's been another thing that helped me a lot is because when I do a cold email, I can just send them that link and say, hey, just book 15 minutes on my calendar to chat. So once you get that initial call, I think, again, it really just comes down to customization. That's why I don't have like a blanket pricing plan on my website. I really like to cater my proposals to the client and exactly what they need. So that's worked for me. Also, case studies. I've been big on case studies. I've been writing a lot more case studies and sending those a lot more, examples of content created. And this is actually a great lead-in. I did recently relaunch my Patreon, which if you are interested in joining and getting more tips like this and freebies and things like that are gonna really help build your business, one of the things that I'm offering in there is templates for this type of thing. So I have case study templates, I have samples of content created templates, but you can just plug and play and add content that you've created before into this little PDF template and send that along when you're sending your cold emails or when you're sending your pitch, your proposal. That really helps a lot because it actually showcases what you're really capable of doing. So again, I will have my Patreon linked down below if you are interested in joining. This has been something that I've really wanted to, well, I haven't really wanted to do. I've actually really not wanted to do it. But I do offer one-on-one coaching, I offer courses, and I completely understand that either not everybody can afford that or not everybody is ready to commit to that level of working together. So Patreon is nice because you can join to get some of the basic things, and the higher level tiers get like private group chats, so you get private office hours. So yes, that will be linked down below. Let me keep going because oh my gosh, I've already been talking for so long. Okay. What are your favorite digital marketing websites? honestly, I really like the social media tools, blogs. So like Loomly blog, Hootsuite blog, Buffer blog, Social Pilot. Do they have one? I like following not Social Pilot. What is it? Co-schedule? I don't know. Just all of the different social media tools, blogs. Social Media Today, Social Media Examiner, Mashable, social media. Yeah, I kind of just pay attention to everything. I'm always on Twitter. Honestly, my answer is Twitter. How do you communicate raising project prices after the first one with clients? So, that's a good one. Generally speaking, if somebody hires me to do a video for them, for example, that pricing is going to be pretty consistent. What I do is I do annual pricing. So I write out my pricing for the year. So that's generally, yeah, there might be additions or something depending on what the client needs exactly, but that's like my base pricing for the year. And then, yeah, in 2020, I'm going to raise those prices. So coming at it from that angle, I just like to let my clients know pretty well in advance, but not like now, it's not close enough to 2020 yet, but maybe November time. Yeah, I just try to let them know. I mean, I don't know. There's not really like a secret for me. I've never really had a big issue with this just because I feel like I can always back it up. So if they ask why my prices are being raised, well, I probably have improved my equipment. I've probably went to several conferences throughout the year that have helped increase my knowledge and make me a better marketer or creator for them. I may have hired some people, some freelancers, some contractors, some people on my team to, again, make the process better for them. So I can always kind of back it up. And I think as long as you can truly back it up, then you'll have no problem with that. I mean, and I also think it's about reasonable increases too. I'm not going to charge somebody $400 for something in 2019 and then charge them $1,200 in 2020. It's going to be slow, increases. I mean, unless you really, really undercharge yourself in the beginning, in which case I would probably say like, hey, this was kind of introductory pricing for me as I was just getting started. I'm now, again, like back it up with, I've now gotten this certification or been to this many conferences or done XYZ. So this is my true pricing that's reflective of my skills. I hope that helps. There's not really an easy answer. You kind of just have to do it and be prepared for questions and be able to back it up. How to manage Pinterest without a password. I don't know if that's possible. I'm honestly not a Pinterest expert. I've only managed Pinterest for a few clients and companies that I've worked for, so I'm really not an expert at that. I would say though, generally speaking, you should get your clients' passwords for everything just in case something goes wrong, because I know that I'm pretty sure Hootsuite you can schedule to Pinterest. So as long as you get them to connect the account, if they don't want to give you the password for some reason, you should be able to schedule to Pinterest. But I always recommend having the passwords anyway, because if something goes wrong with the account or if you need to delete something, like if you accidentally pin something twice, you might want to do that. Also, if you want to do any outbound engagement, so like commenting on other pins and things like that, you're going to want to have the password. So yeah, my short answer to that is I believe you can do it through Hootsuite if your client wants to connect, but I would recommend having the password too. How much does it cost to hire an assistant for my business? So I want to DM this person because I'm not exactly sure what they're asking, but if they're asking about just general speaking, I mean, you can hire somebody on Upwork, like a virtual assistant, for $10 an hour or even lower if they're sometimes in different countries where, the US dollar is worth a lot more, all the way up to, $100 an hour. I don't know, if they're very skilled virtual assistants. If he's talking about me and my services, so hiring a social media management package from me generally starts at like $500, but doing other things, I know that this person who asked has like a podcast and kind of a personal brand. So I do a lot of podcast editing and like marketing creation for podcasts. So that is generally from $70 to $100 an episode. Full transparency. For 2019 pricing, might increase for 2020 as per the last question. Finances and how to set up ads to market yourself better. I need a drink. I've been talking so much, oh my gosh. Finances is a big question. So if you ask this question, let me know in the comments down below what exactly you would like me to talk about, because I could go on for days. How to set up ads. I actually do cover this in my course. I'm not trying to push, I never am trying to push sales in these videos, but sometimes it's just really redundant for me to go over and over and over when I do have it in a course. So A Journey Social is my signature course. You can go to journeys.com/course I do have like a 101 of how I use Facebook ads to market my business. But in short, I mean, there's many different ways that you can do it. I like to go with just having something simple to opt people in. So like a free course, a free download, something like that. Grabbing their email address and emailing them, putting them into an email nurturing campaign that will eventually upsell them. So that's kind of like the general thing that I tend to follow. I mean, if I have like an event or something, I'll market that a little bit differently because that's like a different thing, obviously. But honestly, most of my business doesn't come from ads. Like I kind of said at the beginning of this video, it's more about just developing a content strategy for myself that works. So posting YouTube videos regularly, updating my podcast, you know, being active and supportive in the business community, doing speaking gigs. I have like 3 or 4 speaking gigs booked this summer. So things like that have been more successful for me than running paid ads. But I do run some ads sometimes to acquire new business too. Facebook campaign workflow. So again, I did cover like a high level version of this in my course. I do think that this person's already taken my course though. So hopefully I'll be coming out with some new material soon on Facebook ads. But I mean, I guess for me, I would say that I always add my clients' pages into my business manager account. That's not what everybody likes to do. So it is a little complicated because if you add things into your business manager account, if you don't have like a business credit card, that's not going to be good because it charges everything to you. So I do have a business credit card. So it's not coming out of like my personal debit card or my PayPal or anything like that because that's really messy and you could like overdraft or like whatever. So if you do not have a business credit card, I would probably recommend staying on their business manager so they can attach a card to their account. So I guess that's really the workflow is I just like, it helps to keep things all in one place. And then, I mean, yeah, again, I feel like Facebook is like, it's kind of a different video. I don't want to not answer this question, but it's like setting up an ad. I do go over in my course, but there's kind of a lot of steps to it. It really just starts with research, you know, researching the target audience that you want to go after, researching some ads and copy and things like that are going to work. And then it's creation. So creating the ad, creating the creative that goes along with it. And then it's, you know, you publish it. And then you're going to want to optimize it. So you want to make sure that you're watching the ad and making sure that it's spending correctly. If you're paying, you know, $5 cost per click, like, and you need to lower that. So expand the targeting a little bit or change the creative or change the messaging, like do some things to tweak it to make it spend correctly, I guess. And then tracking and reporting is kind of the last stage there. I guess throwing it back to the beginning, you also want to make sure that you add the Facebook pixel, if you can, to their website so that you can track all the way through and see not just what people did up until the point of clicking on the ad, but what they did after they clicked on the ad and went over to the website. So it's kind of complex. I'm going to work on some resources for you guys soon because I know there's a lot of questions about Facebook ads. How do you pitch your services to new clients and where do you find your leads? So I'm like getting out of breath. I'm sorry, it's really hot in my room and I'm like dying. Okay, so last question I kind of already answered, but yeah, how do I find my leads? It's a lot of them do come to me, and I do also just see what's going on out there in the community. I also do use freelancing websites sometimes. It's not often. I kind of just go on to like browse and see what's going on. But if I see something that's like, oh my gosh, yes, this is a really great opportunity, then I will apply to it. So I do get a lot of questions about like freelancing boards and stuff, but I don't think they're terrible. I mean, they're definitely, you're not gonna probably get like lifelong clients or, you know, like huge accounts through them. Sometimes you'll be surprised though. But a lot of times they're just kind of like quick gigs, or like I said, sometimes you get that diamond in the rough, but I don't think that they're bad overall. I mean, I wouldn't base your whole business around a freelancing website, but I do think that they can be nice when you just, you know, need to make a couple extra bucks or are just getting started out. So yeah, that's it. All right, so that's it. Those are all the questions. Like I said, I'm gonna have my Patreon link down below, and depending on the tier that you go ahead for, you'll be able to grab those templates that I mentioned for when you are pitching and, you know, marketing yourself to potential leads. We'll also be doing things like group chats and one-on-one type office hours where you can ask me questions like this really in depth for free, just included with your Patreon subscription. Link is in the description. Subscribe. If you can't join Patreon, just make sure you are subscribed. You thumbs up this video if it was helpful, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your favorite question was from this Q&A, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.